Hello, hello, hello. All right, just finishing up some dinner while I'm talking to you. To this. Mm-mm. Hey there. Okay. Let me chew this right quick. Hey there. So the title of it is "Why was it so easy for C. Kirk, meaning Charlie Kirk? Why was it so easy for him to demean brown women?" Now listen, I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Republican. I don't care about no far left or far right. I don't. Most of my values will be on the more conservative side, but I'm not far right. Right. My values are more on the conservative side, but I'm not far right. Okay. Um, like some of the people that's on the far right, like Tucker. I don't really. They're like controlled opposition. I'm not really on that side because they have a role to play. So I don't get in the middle of all of that, right? I don't get in the middle. I don't get in the middle of all of that. So see, Charlie Kirk, there was a clip of him found, and I'm really careful with clips because if you take a 4 second clip or a 2 second clip of what somebody says, but you don't hear the entire conversation, and you hear one thing that might sound wrong, you don't know what happened that led up to it. But then there's some times where it don't matter what the conversation could have been about. The few seconds that you had to talk was real bad. It don't matter. It's like I can have a conversation with somebody for an hour, right, and somebody can take a clip of me saying something for 2 seconds and say, "Well, it was taken out of context." But if I say something that's clear, like, "Oh, I hope everyone just be unalive right now," well, it don't matter what conversation, what else I said. That right there is like, okay, not good. Okay, but Charlie Kirk, a clip of him talking about brown women, especially brown people, but he's getting on brown women, Michelle Obama and other people in the political arena, talking about they were all there because of affirmative action, and they were taking slots that belong to white people. I want to say something here. Any brown person that's working any job in the United States of America that is not so-called black owned, they're going to call you a DEI. So if you work for anybody else that don't look like you're considered a DEI. I don't care if you got a degree. I don't care if you're a best worker on the job. It doesn't matter. Because of your skin complexion, they don't care how good you are. They still saying that you didn't earn it. Why are they saying you didn't earn it? Because they saying that you're not white. You didn't earn it because you're not white. It's not because some people, I'm just going to say this. When I worked at the VA in Cleveland, Ohio, and I worked for a year, and I decided to just stop working at the VA because I wanted more flexibility with my time. And this lady, who was a Caucasian lady, said, "Oh my goodness, it's going to take 3 people to replace what you were doing." This lady said it's going to take 3 people to replace me. Me, only one person doing what I do. But the way I do things, not just anybody can fill that slot. But you would have somebody like a Charlie Kirk. And let me tell you something. I like a lot of what Charlie Kirk had to say. But I want to talk about specifically why it was so easy for him to demean specifically brown women. It was so easy. I think some of you guys have the answer. Who left the gates open? Who left the gate open? See, that's where I'm going with this. Who left the gate open? It's so easy for him to get online and tear down brown women. Why? Who left the gate open? What group of people made it so easy to say, well, you can do whatever you want to do to these women. They're unprotected. What group of people let the world know that brown women will be unprotected and you can do anything you want to do to them? Nobody's going to do anything to you except for God. But other than that, no physical person is going to do anything about it. And for God to do something about it, the Most High to do something about it, that brown woman would need to turn their heart to the Most High. So when I say God, I'm not talking about no religion. So I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about patriarchy. When I say God, I'm not talking about patriarchy. That's why I say my beliefs, some of my values are conservative, but I'm not far right. Because my beliefs are not really patriarchal, so I can't be far right. I can't. Because far right, to me, people who are far right, there's a devaluing of women. But at the same time, on the left, I saw some of the most abuse towards women that I've seen in a while. Because on top of the regular crimes that's committed by men, you have transgender where they can legally attack women. And because they see themselves as a woman, because they identify as a woman, they can't get in trouble. So I saw some of the most abuse towards women really during the last administration, during the Biden administration. I saw some of the most abuse towards women. But what I'm getting at is that's why I'm saying I'm not far left or far right and all that stuff, because their beliefs is just, I'm not there with either one of their beliefs. Okay. I have my own that has come from me from what I spiritually see. That's where my beliefs come from. But Charlie Kirk said that Michelle Obama and other people in the political world, women especially, because he just brought up women. He didn't talk about the black men, the brown men. He just talked about the women, and said they were there because of affirmative action and they took the slots that belong to white people. So that means that slot didn't belong to anybody else but a white person. That means that an Asian person, if an Asian person was to get that job, it would be because of affirmative action. He said they took the slot that belonged to white people. Who said that slot belonged to white people? That's letting you know right there that nobody else could have gotten that position either. To him, it belongs to white people. He was a white supremacist. Now, I'm not going to get on and dance around the campfire because he passed away. Because honestly, before December 10th, I didn't even know who he was. So I'm not going to dance around the campfire because he passed away. And you have some brown women that are like, when he said some problematic things. Well, guess what, brown women? So did Tommy Sotomayor. So did Kevin Samuels, brown women. So did so many other men that open a door for this type of person to come in and completely disrespect brown women. Who left the gate open? Because all he do is talk about brown women. Now, he had debates with men. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure he have a certain feeling about brown men. I'm pretty sure he don't think very highly of them, because he talked about gang violence a lot. And it ain't the women that's committing the shootings and stuff in the neighborhoods, in the hoods. It's the men that's doing it. So he probably think of brown men lower. He probably feel like brown men are even lower than brown women. That's probably how he feel. But he ain't really come out and talk about them the way he talk about brown women, because he already knew that brown men were not going to defend them. So this is not me getting on bashing brown men. I'm talking about what made it so easy for him to constantly come out like that and disrespect brown women. Okay? He also said something like this. So he played a clip of a person, a brown woman, who I don't know if she was at a conference or whatever, but she was like at the mic and talking. And he played this clip. And she was talking about how she got her job through affirmative action. But she went to college and she like qualified for the job. So the only reason why she got her job because of affirmative action is because so racism won't stop her from getting something that she's qualified to do. Right? If she's meeting all the qualifications and she's doing a job, then her getting a job because of affirmative action is because of her brown skin. She's qualified to do the work. So she said a couple of words, and I guess, sometimes when you're talking, you trip up over your words. And so she said affirmative action, but I guess when she said it, she had to say it twice, right? And Kirk gets back online trying to tear her down. This is an elderly. Look, this woman should be his elder. This woman look like she can be in her 60s, maybe 70s. This woman look like she can be in her 60s or 70s. And this 30-something, I don't even know if he was 31 at the time because this was a clip. So he could have been 29, he could have been 30, I don't know. But this young man disrespects this elderly woman because she has to say a word twice. And he talks about, see how smart, he talking about, see how not smart you are, you had to say that word twice. You didn't even say the word right. See, you didn't deserve that job. You couldn't even pronounce the word. What makes him so comfortable till you play a clip of a brown woman? I mean, brown people especially should protect their elders. There's no way you can have a brown male that's going to show a clip of an elderly white woman. And just now, he can probably talk about white women, younger white women, and dog them out or whatever, and maybe white men won't have nothing to say. But you're not going to hop on the elderly. You're not going to hop on the elderly. This man showed that clip of a woman that's old enough to be his mother. Looked like she might have been at least 30 years older than him. And he has the nerve to just bash her because of the way she said affirmative. And she knows how to say affirmative, but she just kind of stuttered and then she said the word again, as many people do. Right? And so he just like went on this rant, just, pretty much putting her down. Pretty much putting her down. And I was like, what in the world? The way he is going in on this brown woman, this older brown woman, the way that he is going in on her sounds like Tommy Sotomayor. Sounds like some of these other guys. Okay? So when you have some of these brown women that want to say how dangerous Charlie Kirk was, I want them to also talk about how dangerous Tommy Sotomayor was for brown women and for the brown community. I want them to talk about, they already talked about Kevin Samuels. But I want them to talk about how dangerous some of these other men are to the brown community. No, brown women want to keep forgiving a lot of these brown men that open the door for other groups of men to attack them. Okay? There should be no way that it's okay for this man to disrespect an elderly brown woman, an elderly woman. Okay? It was all right for him to disrespect her. Okay? But I just felt like saying that really quickly. I just felt like talking about that really quickly. Hello. And But anyway, that's it, and I will talk later.